The Eastern Diamondback Rattlesnake is not simply a venomous reptile. It is an ancient system of survival perfected over millions of years, a biological warning sign written into flesh, sound, and instinct. Long before humans mapped the southeastern landscapes of North America, this snake already ruled them, not through speed, not through pursuit, but through patience, precision, and power. It does not chase, it waits, and when it strikes, evolution speaks with absolute clarity. This species represents the pinnacle of rattlesnake evolution. It is the largest rattlesnake in the world, a heavyweight among vipers, capable of exceeding 2 meters in length and weighing more than many domestic dogs. Its diamond-shaped patterns are not decorative, they are camouflage refined for pine flatwoods, coastal scrub, and sandy forests. Its head, broad and muscular, houses one of the most efficient venom delivery systems ever produced by nature. Evolutionarily, the Eastern Diamondback belongs to the pit viper lineage, a group defined by heat-sensing organs that allow them to perceive infrared radiation. This ability transforms the snake's perception of reality. In darkness, in dense vegetation, even in total stillness, warm-blooded prey glows like a beacon. To the rattlesnake, the world is not seen, it is felt. Fossil and genetic evidence suggests that rattlesnakes evolved their signature rattle relatively late in their history. Contrary to popular belief, the rattle is not an aggression tool. It is a warning device, a rare example of a predator evolving a signal to avoid conflict. The sound is unmistakable, mechanical, almost unnatural. It communicates a single message: do not come closer. In ecosystems where energy conservation is survival, avoiding unnecessary combat is a strategic advantage. Physically, the Eastern Diamondback is a masterclass in efficiency. Its thick body stores energy, allowing it to endure long periods without food. Its scales reduce moisture loss, crucial in the hot, dry environments it inhabits. Its coloration blends seamlessly with leaf litter and sand, rendering it nearly invisible even when exposed. Many bites attributed to sudden attacks are simply the result of humans failing to see what has already been there, unmoving, for hours. Behaviorally, this snake defies the stereotypes often projected onto it. It is not aggressive. It does not hunt humans. It does not seek confrontation. When encountered, its first response is usually stillness. If pressed, it rattles. Only when escape is impossible does it strike. This hierarchy of responses reflects an animal that prioritizes survival over dominance. The venom of the Eastern Diamondback is among the most potent in North America, but potency alone does not define it. What makes it extraordinary is volume. This snake can deliver massive quantities of venom in a single bite, a cocktail of hemotoxins and enzymes that disrupt blood clotting, destroy tissue, and incapacitate prey rapidly. In natural conditions, this venom is designed not to kill instantly, but to ensure that wounded prey cannot escape far. The snake strikes, releases, and waits. The prey runs, weakens, collapses. Energy is conserved. Risk is minimized. Dietarily, the Eastern Diamondback is a specialist predator of mammals. Rabbits, rats, squirrels, and other medium-sized prey form the bulk of its diet. Birds are taken occasionally, but mammals provide the caloric payoff needed to sustain such a large body. Hunting is entirely ambush-based. The snake selects strategic locations, game trails, burrow entrances, edges of clearings, and becomes part of the environment. Hours may pass, sometimes days. Patience is not a behavior here, it is a biological imperative. Habitat selection reveals another layer of intelligence. Eastern Diamondbacks prefer areas with a mosaic of cover and open space. Longleaf pine forests, once widespread across the southeastern United States, provided ideal conditions: sandy soils for burrows, open understory for movement, and abundant prey. As these forests declined due to agriculture and development, so too did rattlesnake populations. Socially, rattlesnakes are often described as solitary, but this is an oversimplification. While they do not form packs or flocks, they exhibit seasonal aggregations, particularly during mating periods or in overwintering sites. These gatherings suggest a level of tolerance and spatial awareness uncommon in reptiles. Individuals recognize suitable communal sites and return to them year after year. Reproduction in the Eastern Diamondback is slow and deliberate. Females do not reproduce annually. Instead, they invest heavily in fewer offspring, giving birth to live young rather than laying eggs. This viviparous strategy provides protection during early development but limits reproductive output. It is a strategy optimized for stability, not rapid population growth. Newborn rattlesnakes are fully venomous from birth. Their venom composition differs slightly from adults, often containing higher concentrations of neurotoxic components to quickly subdue smaller prey. From the moment they enter the world, they are independent, equipped with all the tools needed to survive, if the environment allows. Threats to the Eastern Diamondback are almost entirely human-driven. Habitat loss is the primary factor. Roads fragment territories. Development eliminates burrows. Agriculture removes prey diversity. Direct persecution compounds these pressures. Despite their warning systems and avoidance behaviors, rattlesnakes are often killed on sight, driven by fear rather than understanding. Yet ecologically, the Eastern Diamondback plays a critical role. As a top predator, it regulates rodent populations, indirectly reducing the spread of disease and maintaining balance within its ecosystem. Remove the rattlesnake, and the effects ripple outward. Crop damage increases, disease vectors expand, ecological stability weakens. This snake is not a relic. It is not a mistake. It is a living system refined by time, adapted to a world that is rapidly changing faster than evolution can follow. And it is still here. For now, the relationship between humans and the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake has never been neutral. From the moment human expansion reached the pine forests and coastal plains of the southeastern United States, this species was labeled an enemy. Fear shaped policy, behavior, and folklore long before science had a voice. And fear, unlike venom, spreads fast. Most encounters between humans and Eastern Diamondbacks end without incident. The snake remains still, the human walks past unaware. Yet when conflict does occur, it is almost always because space has collapsed. Roads cut through hunting grounds. Homes replace burrows. Trails cross ancient movement corridors. The snake does not adapt by aggression, it adapts by proximity. And proximity is where fear is triggered. Bites are rare relative to the number of encounters, and fatalities even rarer. The Eastern Diamondback does not waste venom on defense unless absolutely necessary. Venom is metabolically expensive. Every drop must be earned back through food. When a bite occurs, it is almost always a final option, deployed when escape routes are gone. Still, the size of this snake means that defensive bites can be severe, reinforcing its reputation as a monster rather than a misunderstood survivor. For decades, humans responded with eradication campaigns. Rattlesnake roundups became cultural events, celebrating mass killings under the guise of tradition. These events were justified as population control, yet science later revealed the damage, localized extinctions, genetic bottlenecks, and destabilized ecosystems. Removing apex predators rarely ends well. Rodent populations surge, disease risk increases, agricultural damage follows. The system compensates, but never cleanly. Modern science has reshaped how we understand the Eastern Diamondback's venom. Once viewed only as a weapon, it is now studied as a potential medical resource. Components of rattlesnake venom have contributed to anticoagulant research, blood pressure medications, and treatments for clotting disorders. What was once feared as pure destruction is now recognized as biochemical precision. Molecules evolved to interact with mammalian systems at extraordinary efficiency. Antivenom development has also advanced. Today, bites are highly treatable when medical care is accessible. Mortality rates have dropped dramatically compared to historical records. This reality exposes a harsh truth. The greatest danger posed by the Eastern Diamondback is not biological, but psychological. Fear kills more snakes than snakes ever kill humans. Ecologically, the Eastern Diamondback functions as a regulator rather than a dominator. By controlling populations of rodents and small mammals, it indirectly protects vegetation, ground-nesting birds, and even soil structure. Its absence creates imbalances that cascade outward, often unnoticed until damage becomes widespread. The snake does not need to be numerous to be important. Its influence lies in presence, not abundance. Climate change introduces new uncertainty. Rising temperatures, altered rainfall patterns, and shifting prey distributions challenge even the most adaptable species. For the Eastern Diamondback, fragmented habitats limit its ability to respond. Where once it could move freely across vast pine ecosystems, it now encounters barriers, roads, fences, developments that restrict migration and genetic exchange. Conservation efforts exist, but they face cultural resistance. Protecting a venomous snake is rarely popular, yet some states have begun recognizing the Eastern Diamondback as a species of concern. Habitat restoration, education programs, and changes to roundup practices signal a slow shift from fear-driven policy to evidence-based coexistence. Education remains the most powerful tool. When people learn that rattlesnakes warn before striking, that they avoid humans, that they serve essential ecological roles, perceptions begin to change. The rattle itself becomes symbolic, not of danger, but of restraint. A sound that says, I am here, and I do not want trouble. The future of the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake depends not on its ability to evolve faster, but on humanity's ability to understand deeper. This snake has already solved survival. It has endured ice ages, continental shifts, and mass extinctions. What it struggles with now is a species that moves faster than ecosystems can adjust. If space is allowed, the Eastern Diamondback persists quietly. It hunts, it waits, it balances the system without recognition or reward. It asks for nothing except room to exist. In a world increasingly shaped by noise and speed, the rattlesnake represents a different philosophy. Stillness over pursuit, warning over attack, precision over waste. The Eastern Diamondback Rattlesnake is not a symbol of danger. It is a symbol of boundaries. And whether it survives the coming century will say far more about humans than it ever did about snakes.